But there we go, I guess. That's a weird angle, though.
And now we are live with Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan-Hartgraves. Lana has been a practicing psychic for over 25 years and has the gifts of oh man, these are big words.
Clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience. I'll help you out.
She is an empath, a medium, as well as a pet communicator and a health advisor.
Hi, guys.
So, Lana, today we are talking past life revisited.
Yep, past lives revisited. Good morning. We have Ken is not here, so introduce yourself, my dear, to everybody. Stephanie. Go ahead.
I'm Stephanie with Steph's Books, and
she's learning how to run this everything. We have a podcast station, you guys know, and so we're trying to learn how to run it. So there you go. So today is this funny. Makes me laugh. So for what I'm going to cover today is I'm going to do a real quick cover so that you guys know that you guys got a cover. And then what I'm going to do is take some questions. And I always do that half hour by talking about my past lives today, and then 15 minutes. Okay. So I do have moderators on here because boy, we needed them. Like, I don't know if you guys have been watching me, but I've gotten some real trolls lately. I guess the more popular, from what I understand, the more popular you get, the more trolls you get. So I guess that's what I was told. So anyway, so I'm going to be talking about past lives. Now, I know some people always question it. They're so real to me because I see them. Now, letting you guys know, past lives, you carry them with you. Okay, it's in an Akashic record. If you guys don't know what an Akashic record is, that's the book of life. Okay, so it's every breath you've ever taken, every thought you've ever had, right down to what shape your fingernails are. Everything is in there. Okay, and some people are allowed to read them. Some people have learned how to read them. I know how to read them. You can take a class, but I don't think you really need to. You can kind of tell. So, Stephanie, it's so interesting because I knew you were going to be here today, and I picked up. Now, I want you to understand about past lives, because the past life thing, you carry all that negative energy and positive energy. So, and if you ever notice, and I want to talk to you guys about this because I've talked about this before. So this is not a new subject, but I do have a couple of new stories to tell. Now, by the way, if you would like to donate me something, it's buymeacupofcoffee.com/enchanted sky. You can buy me a cup of coffee, and you can also join my Patreon. We meet twice a week. We're talking about stuff like this. Last week we made a vision board because I'm teaching the I am principle. That's intent, align, and manifest. And yes, I'm getting the book written. I've half written because it's such a simple idea, and it's been around for a long time. But if you put it in an acronym, it works. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Anyway, so back to the past life thing. So past lives, they're real. I mean, I know you carry them with you. And now I do past life regression, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. I've got a couple of past life regression issues that I'm going to tell you a little bit about. I'm not going to give names because it's private information, but I can tell you things. Now, Stephanie, I know I know of some past lives. I was thinking about you, and what I do is like I can see your past lives. It's like the book is open, and sometimes some people don't allow me to see those books. So the Akashic record, because have you ever met somebody who's so negative and so atheist that you can't read them? I mean, I know I've meet them all the time. I can't read you. You don't allow me to. When somebody allows me to read them is when I can see they allow me. They're giving me permission to look at their past lives. They're giving me permission to look at their soul. I can see people hurting. I can, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Anne wants to know when they could start posting questions.
Oh, when can you post questions? At 10 o'clock. So, okay. So we started a little late. Sorry, you guys. if you guys don't know,
Mhm.
I got like a really super busy life. This has taken off. I am busier than a beaver. You know what? Busier than a one-armed paper hanger, because I remember that one. My mother-in-law used to tell me that. Anyway, and I now have also. Hi, Huda. Hi, Anna. Some of you guys understand that I've got not just buy me. They're already calling. You guys don't know. I take readings from Sunday to Wednesday, and I'm usually booked. I right now have openings. I was surprised because usually they'll book up a day in advance, and you'll start seeing them like so far. That was for a booking. Anyway, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Because see, look at how I
About
get.
the past lives and people aren't open and then they don't
Yes,
let you in and you can't see the
yes.
books.
Sorry, I got sidetracked because I had to hit the button. See how I get sidetracked if someone is like interrupts me when I'm thinking of my straight thoughts. Anyway, back to what I was doing is we were talking about the past lives and not letting people see, because I've met people and they, oh, this isn't real, this isn't real. I proved it's not real. If you let me, and it's been so funny because I have met many atheists who somehow let me, and they'll say, how did you, and I'm like, you're letting me see. That's all. So Akashic record is just everything you've ever said, done, thought. Stephanie, I want to say that you have a lot of in your background, a lot of like out west, like you were like maybe a pioneer or something, or you were on the Oregon Trail or something like that, and there was a lot of death and destruction around you. Are you drawn to the west, like out west, or the mountains, or do you hate it? Because do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of
I want to move west.
do you? Yeah,
Yes.
because see that I want to say that like Colorado.
Yeah, my husband wants to
See,
live in Colorado. He's been trying to push me to go there
yes,
for I don't even
you
know.
have past lives out there. Now, I for another thing that to let you guys know, which is so interesting, is that we have a tendency to like, if we liked a lifetime, we will sometimes repeat where we came from. Now, we at one time, the United States had over 100 million Native Americans living on this continent. Well, they've all been destroyed because, well, we all know. Anyway, we were all Native American. That way, when you ever meet there's a lot of quote unquote white people out there who are extremely drawn to the Native American culture. It's because that's what they were in another lifetime. I know I am, and I know I've been Native American many, 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 many times, and I'm very drawn to it. And even though if you ever listen to my beliefs are very similar to what they practice. So, like I said, like if you've loved England in another lifetime, you might go back and experience another lifetime there. See what that and that's yeah, we have a tendency to go back to the same places, continents, cities. Okay, just to let you know. All right, but there are reasons why you are the way you are, and in lifetimes. And I know for myself, I was growing up, maybe 3 or 4. My mother said to me, "There's a tornado watch." I would be on the ground throwing up. I mean, I was just hysterical. And I can't get this. What's wrong? What's wrong? Well, hi, Jen. Not did I just didn't realize until I did my past life regression that I died in a tornado. And it wasn't that I was so mad about dying in the tornado. I had, there was a deeper issue for me. And this is what, and it pervades into this lifetime, that I died. I was a male man, and I built my house in Nebraska, and I saw myself holding onto a tree, just one single, like a little, trying to hold on, not dying. How did I know I was a man? I looked down, and I had the checkered sweat, and it was man's hands, and I'm looking down, and I died, and I was mad that I had worked so hard to build that house and bring my family out, and I died. And so in this lifetime, see how you have issues from other lifetimes? This lifetime, now I am deathly afraid of losing my house. I have like this deep fear. I'm like, did you pay the taxes? Did you do that? I'm always like that. I'm very vigilant about my house. I'm very territorial. That's my house. That's my land. Nobody better try to take it from me. So do you see how that goes into the next lifetime? Now, how can you get rid of it? It's so easy. All you have to do is do a meditation and tell yourself, it's this lifetime, is not that lifetime. You're in this lifetime, you're not going to lose your house. You're not going to die in a tornado. And you tell yourself at night before you go to sleep, And especially when you're doing a past life regression, it goes away. I am no longer afraid of tornadoes at all. Matter of fact, there's been several where I don't know where I'm in an anomaly where I live. I don't know why, but my weather will be different than 5 miles north and 5 miles south. It's just, and I get tornadoes. They go right, like I'm in a really high spot, and there's a bit like a dip, and all the tornadoes go like right through that little. Anyway, I actually have stood and watched them. Where before I'd be like hysterical. Do you see it? You have to learn to let go of it. But as long as you understand where it's coming from, that's the whole point. You have to understand where it's coming from so that you can let go. Now I just got somebody that just said to me that they said that they haven't been able to do past life regressions. Oh, you always tried to do the past life. Okay, the reason you probably can't is because you're not letting yourself be hypnotized. Now I want to understand. I'm explaining that too. Being hypnotized is not clucking like a chicken. Okay. Everybody says, "Oh my God, they're gonna make me do something I don't want to do." Yeah, no, no. What it is that you're completely awake, you're just relaxed, and you're accessing your soul. So you're kind of, this body and your soul are completely connected. It's kind of like when you meditate, and you're more connected, and that's all it is. And I can't make you cluck like a chicken unless you want to cluck like a chicken. People have to understand, you see these shows where, oh, he's under hypnosis and every time a bell rings, he does this. No, no, you want to do that. It doesn't exist like that. So I'm going to share a couple of past life regression stories that I just witnessed, because I do past life regression. And some interesting things that I want you guys to be thinking about. Okay. Oh, I've been listening to past life regression podcasts all week. Well, this is Metaphysical Meanderings, and I take it all. So I'm also in the process of once a month doing some meta some paranormal. So, and I do belong to two paranormal groups because it's been too cold. I haven't been able to get out. It's been horrible spring, isn't it, so far? Ugh, I hope it gets warmer.
We have some comments too that we haven't
go
read
ahead.
yet.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. Flip a what?
So Hannah says progress has been made.
Good.
Earl says good morning and hope you're doing well. Jen said that she used to have a dream that she was running away and got shot in the back.
Okay, that's past life regression, yeah.
And then Daniel says things are not working well this morning.
Uh-oh. That's my husband.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, he's sending me a signal that I need to get home and help with the birthday party. I'm on my way back for my grandkids' birthday party.
That's code.
It's okay. I'm going to be going right straight back. So anyway, now also I want to tell you about your birthdays. Because our birthdays, I mean your dreams. Because Nessie, I'm saying by birthday party, your dreams. Because your dreams relate a lot of times your past life regression or just past lives in general. So I know I used to dream about a huge tornado as a little child, like this huge tornado across the prairie. And I was so scared. The sky was black. I would wake up and I'd be like, maybe 4 or 5. I'd crawl in bed with my parents because I was so scared. I was having a past life moment. And like she said, she was shot in the back. I'm sure that was a past life moment. I'm sure, because we still process them, and they're in our dreams. So if you're having a recurring dream of something maybe from another time, or you were somebody else, that's very, very possible. Okay. Now, really fast, I've said this a million times, ask a 3 or 4-year-old, ask them who they are. They'll tell you. They talk good enough. They will tell you who they are and and why they came. That's my other big thing I'm writing about right now, is why they came. Because when you're 3 or 4 and they talk about that inner child stuff, that inner child stuff is because you're connected to your soul. You remember why you came. You know why you came. You get off track, okay, because of other people, because of circumstances. You forget and you get stuck because you're supposed to go, why'd you come? Think back to the farthest memory you can think of. I just made a video about this. So go ahead and rethink back. It could have been the silliest thing. I've always wanted a puppy, and okay, did you want love? Do you want to be a caregiver? Is that the reason you came, to learn how to be a caregiver? There's a reason for everything. And if you can think back to your earliest memories. Now, I got a couple people that said to me, they go, well, I can't remember. I've been through trauma. Okay. think back as far back as you can remember, because that'll help. Okay. So think back. Okay. That is why you came. And that has to do with Akashic Records because it's all in there. Everything that's been said and done in the past, present, future is going to be in there. That's why when you allow me to open, I can see all kinds of things. Okay. So, yeah, because I feel like you might have been in a wagon or something.
Me?
Yeah, I think so. I just feel like you went west to like find land or something. And it was a really, really, really hard going. I feel like you might have died.
I mean, every time I go as far west as California
Mhm.
and I sit on the ocean, that's where I go to just decompress. Like I just need to
Mhm.
breathe that air for 15 minutes
Yeah.
and then I just feel so centered.
Yeah. See, and I want to say that you might have been a gold rush person too, or you might have came out during that time. I don't see how I'm saying, but it makes sense when I say stuff. It all makes sense when I say that, right?
Well, yeah, especially if it's my happy place and I
Exactly.
want to go back.
So exactly. So just to let you know that's what a lot of times the past life regression is, and I just lost this. There we go.
I always
It's
have
okay.
a reoccurring dream of being kidnapped in a parking garage. So even as an adult now, when I go into parking garages, if I can't get out of the parking garage within, I don't know, 3 minutes, I will have a full blown panic attack with
Panic
tears.
attack.
Like I have, so I'm sure something happened.
Yes, I'm sure too. I'm kind of looking at that. I got to look at that better. But what I picked up with some of the, what the way why you are the way you are now is I was looking back and I could see you like in the 1800s. Had to do with a wagon going west, Indians, all of it. Like just I don't know. That's what I picked up. So that's like I said. And yes, I can tell people's past lives. And so if you ask me on here, I probably could tell you a little bit. Remember, like on TikTok, so that you guys know, because I've got a couple few hundred people on here. I got about 1 million people watching right now, and I do. So 850,000 was the last we knew, and I'm sure it's bigger. So anyway, it's hard for me to tell. So when we get ready to do all, we got 10 more minutes, and when we start doing that, you have to be very specific because it's really hard so that you understand. Okay. Oh, hi guys. Told me that. Okay, wait. My son. Okay, this is on my TikTok. Listen to this comment. My son at 3 told me he ran from the police in a house and died in prison when he was bigger. When he was 3. See what I'm saying? These are true. I'm telling you, it's true. Now, my granddaughter. This is an interesting thing. My granddaughter told me, you know what? I used to live in a city, and my grandma wasn't you. I had a different grandma, and she beat me up and threw me in a trash trash can.
Wow.
And I'm like, and she was specific. She was with times, dates, places, and she was maybe 3. And then now, when I ask her, she goes, "What are you talking about? I don't understand." So see that what you do is you assimilate into this lifetime and you forget it because now you're this person and you're like, oh yeah, I am this person. Well, you did hear about the Anne Frank thing, right? There's a woman born a child was born in 1954 in Sweden, and she swore her name was Anne, and she kept saying, I think I'm Anne Frank. And she met the only living relative of Anne Frank, and she knew details. I mean, everything she knew. And he said, "This is Anne Frank. She is reincarnated." I mean, this isn't new stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's becoming more mainstream, I think. So but like I said, I've got a 2-year-old now. It's her birthday today. It's my 2-year-old granddaughter's birthday. She looks middle mini me. She looks just like me. And I'm gonna wait till she's 3, and I want to ask who can you tell me? Her own mother told me that when she was 3, she used to be a fireman. She had these big boots, and she went on and on and on. She's 3. She goes, but I retired. Now, how's a 3-year-old gonna know what it means to retire, right?
Yeah, that's pretty unique.
See what I'm saying? And ask somebody when it's just at a point where they're good enough to just talk. That good enough in sentences to ask who they are. My youngest daughter used to swear her parents were named George and Mary. And she's like, "You aren't my parents. Who are you? My parents' names are George." And she swore that for like a month, and then she quit. And it was just like, okay, another past life there. So It's real, you guys. Come on. I can see them, and how can I pick them out and know that what kind of issues you have based on it? Now remember, you're carrying all that karma too. So if you've got all this karma, I have my one of my good friends, I used to call him a twin flame. I don't anymore because it's a long story. I think it's false twin flame. Anyway, he would swear, I swear I wasn't a very good person in another lifetime. I know he used to lynch people. That was the first thing I got from him. And I went into great detail and told him all about it. And by the way, that's something I'm going to be looking up. I know who I was in another lifetime. My name was Anna. So not Lana, but Anna. And I lived in Fulton, West Virginia. Now, this is weird. Did research on this. I described what place we lived, what what factory my husband lived in, and it exists. I had no idea. I said, "Where's Fulton, West Virginia?" And he's like, "There isn't one, is there?" And there is one. And I have no idea where I came up with it. But I will tell you, but I got that after past life regression.
Mm.
I can remember some of my quite a few of my lifetimes now. So I died on a wagon train. I was 2 years old and everybody got smallpox but me. I was 2 and I died in a basket. Like I starved to death in the back of a wagon because everybody died and there was nobody to take care of me. So yeah. So and I'm like, that was very specific. Do you see what I'm saying, you guys? So people are like, I wonder what I was like. I can actually, if you ask me when you call for a reading, and yes, I do, I could do the half hour, whatever. I can tell you some of them for some reason. And if you want to explore them more, I can put you under hypnosis or we can just explore them. So I just had somebody, she was having a lot of problems in this lifetime. And I said to her, I said, we're going to put you back. And I couldn't get her back to the past lifetime. Finally, she says to me, it's this lifetime. This is the problem. And she had a repressed memory when she was little, like maybe 4. And there it was, and your soul knows all of it, you guys. So trust me, the more I do this, the more I research, there's no way any of this could be made up. Do you know what I'm saying? And in my logical mind, on my left side, I'm going, no way. I mean, I'm even questioning the other side sometimes because I found this interesting. I have to laugh. We have, if you guys didn't know, my daughter's best friend went to sleep and didn't wake up. He's 33 years old. He wasn't feeling well. He was kind of walking funny. They thought maybe he was drunk or something. They go to bed, and they put him to bed, and he died. He had a heart problem. He didn't even know. And he's bothering us all the time. He's leaving my daughter dimes everywhere. And now this morning, I kept thinking that has to be what it is. Both my car alarms went off. Now I hadn't touched a thing. My Mustang alarm went off, and then my Jeep car alarm went off. And finally, I know I'm trying because it's early morning. I live out in the country, but I've got neighbors that are and I'm trying to press the button to try to. And that was the first thing that went through my head. So if you guys think that I sometimes even question this, I even do because it's just almost bad. It's almost too much to believe sometimes. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, and here I do it every day. So if you guys are a little bit skeptical at times, you're pretty normal is my point. Okay. So anyway, what kind of questions do we got?
So PT Chris said that when he was younger, he used to have a dream of falling and just falling, and it was all dark around me. So would that be like a mining accident or something?
I want to say, like, okay, this is what I'm getting. This is how I get it because you're allowing me to look at your records. I want to say that he fell off a cliff and he was Native American or something. And he fell off a cliff in the dark because he couldn't see where he was going.
Oh.
I get that. Like, I feel that. I don't know for sure if you were Native though. Hold on. I want to say are you really drawn to like Scottish, Irish stuff? I want to say you're something like Celtic or something. Maybe on the side of a real steep hill or something. So I see how I get impressions, and that's kind of what I do. Okay. Okay, now remember that so I got somebody on here on TikTok. The last dream I had was me in a forest saving a dog and birds, weirdly enough. That is probably representational. Your need to try to rescue something. Something's going on in your life. You need to solve your situation. Now, how can you tell the difference between a past life dream and just a dream that has meaning for you? I just get a feeling that that's what it is, but also the colors are different. I want you to pay attention to the colors. When you're dreaming a past life, it should be extremely vibrant, especially if that life was lived fully. They vibrate. The colors vibrate. Now, I had a lifetime with my husband now, and I had a dream where he was my little brother, and both and all our families died, and I had to take care of him. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, here we go. It's okay. Here we go. People are already calling. And anyway, when I looked, and we're talking like caveman days, like this was many, many, many lifetimes ago. I probably lived about 67 times, is what I can tell. And the vibration of the gray of the rocks did this. And the purple was more than purple. And when they tell you that if you have a dream where the colors are extremely vibrant, you lived that lifetime fully and you learned your lesson. And it was a past life. So pay attention to your dreams and the colors and the things around you, because that gives you a clue of what it all is. Okay. Here's a good question. What do I ask my kids? I asked, you know what? Your child is 3. Who are you? Ask them who are you? That's what I did to my daughter. I'm sitting there, she's 3. I'm sitting there, I'm combing her hair. And I had heard one of my friends had said her son was 3, and he was telling her all about electrical panels, how to wire them, how to all in great detail. And she thought that was the weirdest thing ever. I said, it has to be a past life. I said, well, I should ask my daughter. And I asked, well, who are you? Who are you today? What's your name? And is that who you really are? And that's how I got it going. And she just told me so much stuff that and she can't remember telling me it. I wrote it down. Even now, she's 31 now. And she goes, I don't remember. She goes, I know I told you that, but I don't remember saying that. Do you see how that goes? So ask them, who are you? Or even who were you? And what was so weird about my daughter is that she would say, and this is my daughter that was on here on the podcast, by the way, the singer. She was the one. She's been on here. She's real blonde. She's been on my podcast before with me. Anyway, she says to me, I go, well, when was this? I mean, it freaked me out at first. You know what I mean? I was like just shocked. And I go, who were you? And she tells me, and then I go, well, when was this? And she goes, not now, before now. And she got mad at me. She goes, you know what I mean. And she's 3. Not now, before. And she got very frustrated that I didn't understand that we're talking another lifetime. She got really, and I also have noticed this: the more spiritual the child is, the better they remember. So I love my oldest daughter, but my oldest daughter has never told me any of that. But you have to remember that by the time she was old enough, I wasn't into any of this stuff. I hadn't had my awakening. I knew I had some type of ability. I didn't understand. But by the time my middle daughter, I was nearly 30. 30 is when all of it happened for me. It unraveled. So I 26, 28, 29, and I started getting into this stuff and opening my mind up to it. So it could have been, she might have been telling me stuff that I just don't remember. But also, I just noticed that the more spiritually they are awakened at an early age, the more they tell you.
Yeah.
So
Jen says that she agrees that she says, yeah, I'm sure that being shot in the back dreams were a past life. It felt very real, no pain, but when I felt it and would wake right up when I went down, then when I realized it was a past life related dream, then the dream went away.
Yep, exactly. Just acknowledge it. This is what past life, and let it go. And if it's a really bad karmic, like getting shot or, something like that, pay attention to it and try to let it go. Just say that was then, this is now. I'm in this lifetime. Okay. So it's about that time. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take questions. If anybody wants to ask me about their past lives, now that's a little bit slower for me to read. It would take me a little longer because, when I'm asking you, like, is my boyfriend coming back? It takes me 2 seconds. But so if I do answer some questions for you guys in your past lives, it's going to take me just a little longer. Okay. So go ahead, open it up.
So, Someone says that when my daughter was small, I dreamt that my daughter fell into a river from a boat. Nowadays, I don't see such dreams.
Okay. Say that again. Okay. So when my daughter was small, I have dreams that my daughter falling into a river from a boat. Yes, because okay, Bina, I understand what that question that's about. Yes, it's a past life, and what happens is you sometimes when you hit a certain age, have you ever noticed you hit a certain age, all of a sudden you're scared, you have fear heights. It's because you died at another lifetime at that age. So I'm sure once she got old enough and out of that stage, your soul went, "Hey, let go of that. It's okay." Do you see how that goes? It's true. It does this think back. I'm telling you, it makes you, it explains why you are the way you are, why you have these weird quirks, weird fears. I don't know how else to explain it. I just know that usually when you have a weird unknown fear and you can't quite figure it out, it's coming from a past life.
I
Okay.
had a fear like that with both my boys, but once they passed a certain age, then I stopped having
Yes,
a
you
fear.
lost. I think that's because I think in that lifetime we're talking about, you lost your kids and they were young.
Yeah,
They were little.
because after they hit like
Yep.
6, then
Yep.
I didn't feel that stress that I had to be
Not
around
to
them.
mention too, you lost typhoid or something. You lost a couple in another lifetime in the late 1800s. I think you lost some kids to typhoid or something like that. TB or typhoid, or I want to say typhoid. Okay, so do you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So what happens is, oh yeah, okay, I don't have to worry now. It's okay. They're, you know, see what I'm
They're
saying?
past that age.
Yes, yeah. So
Yeah.
okay,
So Anne says that we reconnected with Bob, but it's going slow. Do you see a romantic future for us, or it's not worth pursuing? Thank you.
and yes, I see a romantic connection there. Um, does he have to move to you? That's the one thing that would have to happen on this whole thing, is he'd have to move to you or something. There's some type of moving or something. You to him or him to you. Okay. So and then it will work. Yes, it is. We will work. And that is a past life connection. You know how you meet somebody and you're all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I just love them. Or oh my God, I hate them. It's a past life and it's coming back through. Remember, we exist in soul families, about 2,500 people, and these people are coming in and out of your life all your time. And that's where sometimes you get a free will. You can bite into it and work the karma out, or you can say, next lifetime, I'll work that karma out. I'm going this way. Some are predestined and some are just a free will. So, okay. Um, Okay, so my son is 4 and talks about legends. And when I ask them who legend is, he says God. Their their conversations. He has a conversation with God. See, I'm telling you, they remember. And I want to say that this new generation coming in is even more spiritual because of the age of Aquarius. So I want to say that they're even more so than they were before. So just to let you guys know. I'm
So
moving my cameras
Anne
around.
says that he moved out of his house and then moved back into his house. We are just talking now.
Oh, okay. That's that. Okay, that's what that is. Don't push. Let it happen, Ann. Okay, just let it happen. Don't push it. Because I feel like he's got he's got his mindset. I don't know why I say that. So anyway, okay. So what else? Who else we got here?
And
Questions.
then Jen
Oh,
says,
thank you. That loves my nails.
Oh. Jen wants to know, is there a past life reason that I had so much trouble having kids in this life? My one daughter was in vitro and took 7 years to get pregnant in this life.
You planned that in your chart. Because in one lifetime, you had like 12 or 13 kids. So this lifetime, you decided that it's going to be tougher for you to have kids. It's just part of your chart and what you're here to learn. Okay. And that's why it's so frustrating, why you were so frustrated you couldn't get pregnant. You're used to having lots of children. So it was frustrating for you. That's why. Okay. See how that works? Okay. So go ahead.
Binna wants to know, will I get a daughter-in-law, as my son always says he doesn't want to marry?
Bina, he'll eventually marry. He's full of garbage. But he's gonna be older though. He's gonna be around 38, 40. But when I want to say he finds one person, that's it. He'll be done. And you know what? That is what it happens. You know how many people I say, I'll never find the right person. I'm never gonna get married. That one person because it was destined to be. See, remember I said you have some have free will, some have destiny. There's a destiny involved and they know it. So they aren't looking for anybody else but that one person. So, and you have to remember that person it's supposed to be destiny, but yet it takes two to tango too. So they could have complications in their lives too that are trying to free themselves so that they're supposed to be with you. So, okay.
And then Earth Spirit says, I think I was Mary Queen of Scots, and strangely enough, there was a magician with a guillotine at my elementary school for Halloween. It scared the heck out of me.
Yes, you know what? I believe, we all had 15 minutes of fame. We've all been a famous person at one point. You know what I'm saying? We have been famous, and it's just I I've talked to people under hypnosis that have told me that they're famous people, and then they give me extremely detailed events, and I'm like, holy moly, I got somebody one time that it was a president. They were a president, and they were so specific that I'm like, I think it was like Taylor. No, it was a little less known president, but I can't remember what it was. But I was like, wow. Now, just remember that I'll say it one more time. In some lifetime, everybody gets their 15 minutes of fame, and I'm telling you, you'll be a famous person because and that was what you were supposed to do. So think about it. May have reincarnated, and he's living in South America somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That was what his chart was. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of people. I got somebody on here. I'd love to know about my past life because last year was torn. Well, last year for a lot of people was a shakeup, and it was supposed to be because of the age of Aquarius. If you're not in alignment with your age of Aquarius and what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to have a lot of crap. It's just not going to work for you anymore. If you notice that your life isn't working and the way it is working the way it's supposed to be, pay attention because you know what? You're not living your life your way you're supposed to be. You're out of alignment. Just a thought. Okay. Other questions. Let's see what we got.
Jen says, oh my gosh, were these 12 kids mine, or was it an orphanage / nun type situation? I always joked with my friends that I used to have a ton of kids before.
Oh, no. I want to say they were your kids. Although I think you've been a nun too. That's a pretty common one. I was a nun. I'm very drawn to the French language. Always have been. Love the French language. And I've always said I could walk through Paris. And I would, during past life regression, what's really weird about past life regression is you see people in your life now and you're like, they were here. And there's no way, like, okay, let me explain this so that you understand what I'm saying. I have a chiropractor that I know I've known before. I mean, I know I saw him completely. It's a very complicated story. And I said, and I remember being like, kind of like his kept woman, I guess you would say. But I remember sitting in on a table in their kitchen in the castle, talking to like 5 different people, and I know them all from this lifetime. Then I realized, out of all, because my chiropractor's in a large city, they all go to the same chiropractor. Don't tell me that wasn't a past life and that was real. Do you see what I'm saying? How is it possible that this person that I had no idea was going to the same chiropractor? Why? Because they know him from another life and we're connected. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it blew my mind when I found it. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I said, and I told her about what I saw in my past life, and she goes, oh no, that makes complete sense. And she's Native American, and she goes, oh yeah, no, that, and she was just matter of fact about it, but I'm like, it blew my mind. So just pay attention. Okay. But I will suggest, if you can ever have past life regression done, have it done, because it changes how you look at things. It changes your perception of things. People out of the clear blue, you'll be like, oh, I know you. And you can even go into detail and you say, I know you from blah, 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 blah. It just opens your mind up. It allows you to like look at your own records in a way, because you can look at your own records. You do know that. You're allowing me to look at records, Akashic records, but you can look at your own too. Okay.
So if people, like if you're, no matter how many past lives you have or current or future lives, there could be staples of those specific people that you're just meant to always,
Yes.
no matter how you come back, they're always meant to be some thing in your life?
Usually this is what I have found, like sometimes, like, okay, one of my good friends, we were married in another lifetime. I died. I was sickly. In this lifetime, I'm a pretty healthy person.
Mm-hmm.
I have I need to lose weight. Other than that, I'm pretty healthy. And you always have a lifetime where you're really sick. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know that, but you have one lifetime where it's because that's one of the themes, my illness and health. Anyway, I died at 38 and he never got over it. And he met me. I didn't, but he said, I was just drawn to you. And I'm like, I didn't know anything about him either. And we shook hands. I could see everything. And that was when I said, we lived in Fulton, West Virginia, and we were married and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I know something. I goes, because he's always an atheist. He's not anymore because there's no way. He's like, how did you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just knew. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I went into this great big detail, but I said to him, I said, you're just checking onto me. And I don't even know where it comes from. And I said, at 40, we made a pact to check on each other to see how our lives are going. And that was it. That was really, we never, that was it. I still talk to him. I haven't seen him now in about a year, but and the next time I see him, we'll sit down and talk like we've never been separated. Do you see what I'm saying? And I do have somebody on here that wants to know about your past. Rick, are you African American in this lifetime? Because you were in a past lifetime, but it was in Africa. I'm very drawn to that culture too, like Nigerian or Sudanese or something. Okay, just thought I'd let you know. So yes, I can see some of them very quickly and plainly. Okay.
We have a couple questions.
Sure, let's go ahead.
From the YouTube. Is the reason Kathy would like to know is the reason why I've never married or in a relationship because I was married or in too many relationships in a past life.
No, you just chose not to be in this lifetime. You're at a point, Shayna, where is that Shayna?
Kathy.
Shayna's where next. You've realized you don't need to be in one. You're just becoming. And by the way, you're going to be in one. I give it about a year and a half, dear. I give it about a year and a half. Okay.
And then
okay.
Shayna says. It does change things. I was regressed and saw my current husband, who was my beautiful wife. Too cool.
You flipped. Yeah. Everybody is male or female. I hear the LGBTQ stuff. And yes, I agree. You're at your essence, you're male or female. So whatever you want to be in this lifetime, it's like you just have to come together and assimilate. And because at my essence, I'm male. I know I am. And and it's okay. I've been female many, many times, but I've been male by about as many. So just to let you know. Okay. So that way I understand. That's why I don't judge. I don't say too much about it because I just understand it. That I feel that I'm a female at my core, and because you are. Okay. It's just how do you want to express that? Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't want to. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's okay. I don't pass judgment on it. One more question.
Shanna wants to know if it's possible to have experienced the Holocaust in the past, or is it too soon?
No, people do it all the time. No, I've talked to somebody that went through the Holocaust in past life regression, and it's very interesting. And you have to remember too that becomes a part of your DNA. Because you give off trauma to your family and your offspring. So there's more than just past life on that one. When you've done something that traumatic, it goes into other family members, basically the trauma. So, okay. All right. That looks like that's about that time, guys. We are done for the day. And if you want to know something about your past life, hit me up. You got ChanaSky.com. I can concentrate on that. I can also do hypnosis over the phone. I know that sounds crazy, but it does work. I've done it. I've been working with somebody. Where is he at? California or Arizona? He's somewhere out there. And he's called me a couple different times, and I am cheap. I will not overcharge. God, some of these people want way too much. And so I try to keep it inexpensive for all of you guys. So if you're interested in knowing more about your own past lives, you can do that.
We have 2 more questions. Can you answer them real quick?
I can answer 2 more questions.
Okay. Binna would like to know, I lost my husband in January of 2020. Is that related to my past life?
No.
Okay.
I want to say he felt that it was time for him. Now remember, you have 5 different exit points. You don't always have to take them. Okay, so just remember that. All right. Go
And
ahead.
then Jackie wants to know, will my boyfriend be approved for this apartment for move-in next weekend? It's very specific.
No.
Oh.
It's good, but you will be approved. It's going to take, well, it's not this apartment. It's like with it, it's not next weekend. I don't know. I want to say it's or wait, Jackie, would you be moving in May 1st? Because if you're moving, but not for a couple weeks, so maybe that's what I see. Do you see how I translate that? I translate no, but it might be because you're not moving in right away, because you're moving in May sometime. So or early June. You got a choice. I don't know what that means. Okay. Blessings to everybody.
All
Make
right.
it a great day.
Well, thank you so much for getting caught in the net, and we will see you next time.
Blessings.